You are fond of saying, I think, the team that loses the first game in any series usually has the advantage in the second game. You
Well,
still think that?
I do just more for the fact that I think naturally there's a reaction if you played well in the first game to try to do everything the same, and if you've lost, it was a close game or a wide margin, whatever it is. I think you're just dig in to say, hey, we need to do a few things differently, and that's just the lens that you look at it through. So I think more it's a way for me to make sure that we're always trying to prepare for the game and what adjustments can be made. But I think instinctually, it's a little bit tougher to think about changing things if you've been successful.
And piggybacking off that, where do you find that balance? I mean, the balance between, hey, this worked really well the first time, but you anticipate the adjustments they'll make, so you probably have to do one or two things differently.
Sure, exactly. I think, we try to anticipate, we try to look at the game as coaches in terms of, if they had made that shot, that would have been ignited a run for them, or if that call had gone the other way, and just try to see from there what the team might have done. And, there are lots of things to look at, most importantly, probably lineups and who's on the floor, who's playing, but then also pressure and defensive switches and things like that. So you do have to look at everything and try to anticipate everything that could happen, and still probably be surprised.
Your bench is even a little thinner than it was the first time you played them. How does it put an added emphasis on slowing them down, making sure the pace is where you need it, and not letting them, because Jake said they expect even more so for VCU to come out and try and run you guys out of the building.
No question. I think, pressure has been the calling card for VCU for a long time, and I feel like we really played well against the pressure the first game, but we still had turnovers in the half court. So I would expect them to try to do something that's disruptive and try to speed up the game, and we're going to have to be ready for that. We're going to need our bench to play well and to play often, probably a little bit more than usual because the pace that the game could get to. We're preparing for that, and hopefully we can get those contributions.
It's widely referred to as your best defensive game you guys have played all season, last time you guys met. How crucial is that well, I would assume it is crucial this time around. Is defense going to decide this one? Because they can give up a lot of points, but keeping them from scoring is the key.
Yeah, they can be very explosive. They're a great offensive team in transition. Williams' ability and speed, passing ability, Tillman's speed, and the guys running the wings who can make threes in transition. The trailers can make threes. I mean, they're a great team to score in transition, and that's probably our number one focus is how can we be back and be set as best as possible to not let them have transition baskets or easy baskets and make them have to work for their hoops and in half court because they're a team that can get out, and I think that's where most of their runs come from is transition basketball, and hopefully we can defend that as well as we did the first time.
How would you anticipate the Rams coming to you guys, and how would the Spiders respond to something like that?
I'm assuming we're going to get definitely a better game from them, but I think a lot of the reason that they didn't play as well was due to us, so we just got to come in with the same mindset and focus from the first game and really just try to stay locked into the game plan and also be aware that they're going to definitely make some changes to what they do and definitely going to be probably more aggressive, so we just have to be locked in and be ready to go.
Do you have Michael's secret stuff from Space Jam stored in your bag recently? Because it's in all seriousness though, like you've been locked in lately. You've really been getting to and scoring in different ways too.
Right.
What's been the biggest difference for you the past few weeks?
I think I've just been watching a lot more film of myself and knowing what spots to pick on the floor and different areas I can score in, and just my teammates to be a lot more aggressive. So just trying to do what I can to help the team win, and the ball's been going in for me recently, so that's also a good feeling.
The first game against them, was it the best game or at least one of them that you've played this year as a team, and what was it that went right that night?
I think that's probably our best game that we played all season. I think the biggest thing was everybody was really confident. I remember talking to the Monts before the game. He was telling me he had a really good feeling about this game, and I think I did as well, and a lot of guys did. And even though our record wasn't very good at the time, we still had a good feeling going into the game. I don't know what made us so confident about going into the Seagull Center and getting a win, but I just knew we had a lot of confidence, and the results showed up by how well we played.
Did that win instill confidence for tomorrow night as well?
Yeah, absolutely. But just knowing how basketball works, anytime you beat a team one time, the second game is probably not going to be the same. So obviously we're confident going in tomorrow night, but I think regardless of the result, playing at home against VCU is always a big opportunity, so we'd have been confident regardless.
know, you guys have what worked last time, and then they have an opportunity to make adjustments now. What's the line and the balance you guys do between doing what worked the first time and then making adjustments? Because you don't want to kind of mess with the formula too much, I guess.
Right. I think we're going to make adjustments. I think obviously we didn't play a perfect game, so there's things we can work on. I think we still can clean up some rotation. I think we didn't play our best offensive game. It was just our best defensive game, and we know they're going to make some adjustments too. So we're going to watch film on what they've done recently and stuff like that, and just try to figure out the best ways to attack them and come out with a win.
What would be the keys to handling their aggressiveness if you do see them ratchet it up a notch or two?
Well, we feel confident. We have two great ball handlers and great point guards in Jacob and Quan. So I think that the main thing is just making sure that they have space to operate, and a lot of times they're fast enough that they can beat the press by themselves, but if not, being available to come get the ball and come bring the ball up. And then once we get into our half-court offenses, we have to be able to execute because there's not going to be as much time on the shot clock because of the amount of pressure they put on. So just being able to execute, and hopefully it'll work out.
Call it the Siegel Center that has to repeat itself to prevail here.
I would say the guards, me and Jacob and Buck, when he's up there in the front court, just controlling the game, make sure we're all in the right spots, and just keeping control of the tempo.
You guys know what worked last time. They'll have a chance to make adjustments, but you guys kind of have the formula. What's the balance you have to find between doing what worked, but also adjusting for what they're preparing for? If that makes sense.
Yeah, just doing the same thing, attacking the game, just letting our instincts show up. If they do correct their mistakes, just letting our game show up.
If you were VCU, how would you switch what they did in the first game to come at you guys?
I wouldn't change anything, actually, to be honest. Keep it the exact same.
But you guys have had games where you've lost the first one, and you need to come back and do something different in the second game against an opponent. What's the first thing that you guys would have to do in a situation like that?
Just do things better, like watch film, look for the mistakes, the small mistakes that we committed, and just try to fix those, because everything matters.
Nick said that there was a great deal of confidence that you guys had before that game. Is it fair to assume that you guys still have that confidence given the outcome of game one coming into tomorrow night?
Oh yeah, definitely. But we still know, like, it's a whole nother game. Things are gonna change. Just got to keep on playing.
It's pretty obvious the chip that they'll have on their shoulder, with you guys having beaten them there. What's the chip that's like on your shoulder, kind of losing an opportunity to keep that streak going Saturday?
Just knowing that that's our in-town rival, and just wanting the game more, just wanting to play.
Meaning more losing to George Mason. What did that kind of do for you guys, having things going so well before that? 5 straight wins, and then all of a sudden there's that speed bump Saturday in your own building.
Yeah, just going on a 5-game winning streak. I know it was other schools, other teams hoping, like, on our downfall for a loss for us. So I would say that would be our chip, just trying to bounce back from the Mason game.
What is the mindset coming out of that Mason game for you guys?
Just put it behind us and attack the next team.
Obviously, success the last game. Obviously, how do you repeat that, and then what adjustments do you guys make in anticipation of what they might do different?
Coach always tells us the team that loses usually makes the most adjustments, and we expect them to make adjustments, but we kind of just got to follow our game plan. Try to control the tempo, control the game, especially with them. They're a team that plays off of momentum, and they make their runs, so we kind of just have to sustain them.
Nick said that was your best defensive game of the season. Is that kind of the focus in practice here? No matter what you guys do offensively, they give up a lot of points.
Right.
Is it one of those things where defense is going to be how you win or lose this game?
Definitely. Just their style of play. Like I said, they score a lot in transition. Big Tillman down there is probably one of the best bigs in the conference. So defensively is something that we definitely focus on. Their offense is kind of unique, I guess. A lot of different ball screens, a lot of different twist screens. We kind of just have to adjust to them.
You probably were expecting this the first time around, but are you expecting even more so now that they are just going to try and run and get you guys, try and get ahead of your defense and beat you to the front court, even more so than they did maybe the first time?
I think so. I think they're definitely going to come out with a chip on the shoulder, and I think their first 5 to 10 minutes are definitely going to be their strongest minutes, in my opinion. They probably have something to prove after last game and just how they've been playing right now. So I expect them to come out and just ready to punch us in the mouth.
Different coming off this loss than it has been for many of your other losses. Now you come off this loss, it's your first in 6 games. You know, before, I mean, it was this kind of the story of the early season. What's different now, and how do you see your guys bouncing back differently now?
Now we kind of know what we're capable of. I think we're towards the top of the tier record-wise in the conference. So I think we kind of know what we want to do. We want to get a good seed for that tournament. And so I think now we're kind of just, it's a setback. I think earlier on it kind of was just like, is this what it's going to be like all year? And then once we started winning games, now we lost that feeling of losing. So now we definitely feel it again and just don't want it to happen again.